heavy is that? Light work with the bass on the track, on my face to the back like I'm taking a slap. I need a drink, but it's straight from the tap. And I'm hating the slack, couple man's on the rap.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy TSG, that soccer guy, and welcome back to another Premier League match review for Wolves 0, Chelsea 0. In this video, I'm going to be giving you my player ratings as well as my man of the match. With that being said, let's get straight into it. So look, guys, another game where we drop points. It's 5 from the last 8. I'd say the title picture is pretty much over at this point. City's pushed out to 6 points ahead, and I don't think that's something that any team can recover from, even being as good as we are, even being as good as Liverpool is. I just don't think anybody's going to catch them now. Do I think this game should have happened today? No. I think when we put in our request for the game to be canceled, it should have been canceled. I don't see why they would allow it to go on with how many players that were injured and or tested positive for COVID in our team. It just was a recipe for disaster starting off, and very unfortunate for the team to have to deal with something like this. We gotta be better. We gotta move on, and sorry if I sound a bit disappointed. I am very disappointed. We have so many players out, and we might still be going on and playing the match on the 26th, and I don't even see how that's possible. We have all those players out for 10 days, so we're basically going to be playing the same team again, and Thiago Silva got injured in the game, so we're already without one extra player, so that means we have, 5 players on the subs bench now, and one of those players has to go into midfield because Chalobah can't start the next one. A bad place for the team to be in right now. Do I think we can recover? Do I still think we're going to challenge? I think we're going to keep it close, but overall I think Man City is going to take the title. Without me repeating the same stuff, let's get straight into the play ratings. Starting off with our goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy. Edouard Mendy, I have to commend Edouard Mendy. He saved us from that Dendoncker goal and that one goal that was offsides. I mean, he couldn't really do much about that one, unfortunately, but he stopped that Dendoncker goal, which definitely would have put them 1-0 up. And fortunately, he also kept a clean sheet, which is something we haven't done in like 6 games. So with that being said, Mendy for me is getting a 7 out of 10 rating. Now, as far as the back 3, Rudiger, Silva, and Aspi, I think we all know who the best player was in that back line. But we'll start with Rudiger. Rudiger, I thought, was pretty decent in the game. Rudiger was trying to move forward, trying to attack. We were getting pressed a lot, so there wasn't really much that defense could do. Defensively, we were pretty good. I mean, as you could tell, we kept a clean sheet. So when you keep a clean sheet, the ratings for defenders can't be too bad. So Antonio Rudiger for me is a 7 out of 10. Thiago Silva is one of the players in the team that I thought could have been man of the match. It was between him and the guy that I'm going to give you as man of the match later. Thiago Silva did very good in this game. He's playing like a 20-year-old, not a 37-year-old, and he definitely should be getting another contract because as long as he's able to play at a consistent level, he should be in this team, and he's more than good enough to be in this team. 8 out of 10 rating for me. Now, as far as the 3 in the back line, I think Aspi was the worst. He struggled a lot in the first half with, I believe it was it Marcel, or was Marcel against Alonso? I can't quite remember, but either way, he struggled quite a bit in that first half. And he got better as the game went on, but overall, it just wasn't good enough for him in the first half. And with that being said, it's a 6 out of 10 rating for me. Now, getting into the midfield with Alonso, Angola Kante, Thiago Silva, and Reece James. Starting off with Alonso. I don't really have much to say about Alonso. 6 out of 10. Now, as far as Angola Kante for me was the man of the match. He comes back. He played probably more than he should. Even Thomas Tuchel admitted after the game he didn't want to play him that long, but whenever you have a limited amount of players, you kind of have no choice. Angola Kante was very positive. His interplay between him, Reece James, and Mason Mount was excellent. He did very good throughout the entirety of the game, and he looks to be getting back to his best self. So as long as he can avoid injury, he should definitely be in this team as long as he's fit. We got to be very careful with N'Golo Kante, especially being one of those players that can get injured so frequently now. And with the limited squad we have to take precautions when it comes to N'Golo Kante. 8 out of 10 rating for N'Golo Kante. Now, Thiago Silva, it's hard to say something about Thiago Silva. He couldn't start the second half. He picked up a knock in the first half and played through, but started the second half. He got replaced by Saul. Overall, not the best performance from him, but he was playing out of position. He has played defensive mid before, but he's been deployed as that right center back for us in the team, so he hasn't played it that much. It's a 6 out of 10 for me for Thiago Silva, and Reece James is also getting a 6 out of 10 rating. Now, Reece James I thought was pretty decent in this game. His interplay, like I said, with Mount and Kante was pretty good, but the balls that he was sending in this game just weren't getting to where they were supposed to be. A couple of the crosses looked a little shaky in this game, and I feel like the team is kind of low on confidence right now, so that affects the whole team. Overall, not the best game from Reece James, not the worst, a 6 out of 10. As far as the front line, we'll go ahead and get right into Hakim Ziyech first. I'd say Hakim Ziyech couldn't really do anything. I don't remember many times in the game where he even had the ball. He just wasn't able to do much in this game, and there's not really much to say. 6 out of 10. As far as Mason Mount, this has been the first game in a while where he hasn't really been able to do anything. Offensively, the team in general, this is a weak offensive line for us. I thought maybe we could make this gel, make this work, but it's just not looking like we're going to get there with it, unfortunately. We're trying our best, but as of right now, I don't think it's going to work the way we want. Mason Mount, 6 out of 10. And as far as Pulisic is also getting a 6 out of 10. Pulisic is playing out of position, so it's hard to really judge. But in situations where you should be trying to prove you should be in the starting lineup because of the amount of people that are injured, he hasn't been doing that, and he had probably our greatest chance in the match, and Joseph Saw saved it. He really should have put that away. That would have been very good for our team confidence, but as we know, he did not do that. 6 out of 10. Now, as far as the two subs that came in, I thought both subs were actually pretty good. I'd say as far as Saul, this was his best game for sure. Saul's getting a 7 out of 10 rating from me. This was a game that, yes, it was kind of physical. Yes, there was a lot of pressing from the other team. But in the second half, that kind of died down a little bit, and that allowed Saul to, make some good passes, move the ball forward. Overall, not get challenged too much, and it made Saul look pretty good. So overall, I'd say it's a decent performance for Saul, 7 out of 10. And as far as Mateo Kovacic, I am so glad this guy is back. So excited to see what he can do. You can tell his ability to run into players, not being scared of a challenge. He was taking on challenges from players, jumping over players, kept going with the ball. His passes were pretty good, except for that one chip over the top where we almost got scored on because of it. That was a really bad lapse in judgment from him. But other than that, I thought Kovacic was pretty good. As long as he's been out and, he had COVID as well, he came back and he seemed to be pretty good. So a 7 out of 10 rating for Mateo Kovacic as well. As you guys know, I gave Angola Kante man of the match. I'm super excited to see Angola Kante and Mateo Kovacic back in the center midfield together. It might be a little while before I make another video. I'm really hoping that the next couple games get postponed, because at least the next two, because we played this one and we have players that are going to miss. We have 7 players at least that are probably going to miss the next 2 games anyways. And I really don't think we should go forward and play these games if we have all these players that are out because of COVID. It's going to cause injuries to the players that we do have, and it's going to set a really bad start off for the New Year's, and it's going to be very bad for the players. So I truthfully think that 2 games should probably be postponed, the Boxing Day game and the game after that. I think that one's on the 3rd or something like that. I might be wrong, but either way, it should probably be postponed. I don't know when we'll fit that in, because it's going to probably make it an even busier schedule if we do postpone the matches. But I don't see what other choice we have with the injuries and the people that have COVID in the team. And COVID's getting pretty bad in England right now. So it would be best for the Premier League, and it would be the best way for the teams to allow everything to get clean again, allow players to start doing their social distancing, keep masks on, train in smaller groups maybe, and keep the teams ready to finish the second half of the year. But if there's another shutdown because of the pandemic, I don't really know how this season would get finished, just because the World Cup's coming up in 22 as well. That season's going to need to start on time, or it's going to mess up the next season. Everything already being stopped for part of the season, next season is going to get a little rushed. So I don't know how they're going to do it. I hope they do the right thing. The Premier League kind of did us dirty in this last game, so hopefully they do the right thing. I think the Premier League teams are having a meeting with the Premier League today. Hopefully the right thing is done. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for the views. And with all that being said, it's been your boy, TSG, that soccer guy, signing out.
How heavy is that? Light work with the bass on the track, on my face to the back like I'm taking a slap. I need a drink, but it's straight from the tap. And I'm hating the slack, couple man.